Welcome. I guess this is the Tennessee Comedy Podcast. I haven't come up with a better one yet. Not as good as the Summertime Podcast. I love you, Mike. No, I've had a few things on my mind. And I'm driving right now, so I'm sorry about the audio. I know it sucks ass. But I'll talk as loud as I can and try to get through this. The reason I'm talking is due to the attempted assassination of Trump on Saturday. As soon as it happened, I had a gut feeling that it was another, basically Kennedy, CIA, blah, blah, blah. It's looking to be that. It's looking to be in that direction. Now, the conspiracy side of me is not that there was CIA agents on the ground, but it's basically that they let him have access. They wanted to see if they could pull it off. You name it. I mean, they probably already covered their tracks on his phone and everything else. But I'm going to behave like his assassination was successful. I'm going to parallel jump into another dimension where he was assassinated by a lone gunman on Saturday. Because I've never shared this with anybody because it's crazy. But it's almost like, I don't know, quantum computing or string theory or something like that, that there's other dimensions. And instead of jumping, we jump into another dimension. Basically, it's like having 9 lives. I've probably died several times. I've had several close calls, and I probably died in those scenarios. And I know this sounds crazy, but in one dimension, I lived, and that's the dimension I'm in now, where I just keep living. It's almost like I can't die, because there's one dimension, one door left open, and I keep falling into that dimension. But all that crazy shit aside, I'm going to act. Let me say that differently. I'm going to be emotionally connected to a scenario where Trump was assassinated and what that looks like. I'm positive, and I don't want to say positive, but since Trump was assassinated Saturday, I would assume that a lot of crazy sons of bitches are going hunting. And it's probably going to get real bad. I would assume that almost every Democrat, I don't even think if it matters if you're a Republican or a Democrat. I think that there needs to be, since I am under the understanding that he was assassinated Saturday, that's what I'm going by. We're going to play this out a little bit. Since Trump was assassinated Saturday, and they took one of our options off the table, that a lot of radical, like, compare them to the colonists, the 13 colonies who, because of 4% tax that England put on us, we stood up and says no. They were traitors, the people who signed the Declaration of Independence. And I think that that's what these people that are going to take matters into their own hands and basically clean the swamp, I would assume martial law would be called, which would take American troops, boots on the ground, I don't know, man. It's going to be nasty. All the Democrats and Republicans are going to be in hiding. But there's going to be a lot of them. I'll just say it this way. There's going to be a purification. And after the limbs have been sawed off, there'll have to be a healing period. During that healing period is when we'll probably get attacked every which way but Sunday. Russia, Iran, North Korea, China. Now, I guess India. But I would assume that we're going to go through some really, really rough times. 25 years of pure war hell until something else is signed. But I really do believe that I tell everybody all the time, I'm actually shocked that they didn't blow up the building that Trump and Biden were having. I posted something on Facebook as a crazy video that I was told it was crazy. It was just a warning, and probably in some other fantasy dimension it probably came true. But like I said, I'm just going on what Trump was assassinated Saturday. Y'all better have your beans and rice, your solar chargers, solar flashlights, you name it. All All you have to Google is top 10 survival things that you need to have. Life straws. You know, food's not going to be a problem for 6 months. Everybody that has to have food or medicine. That's going to be the other thing that's going to kill a lot of people. There's not going to be access to diabetes, heart medicine, you name it. There's not going to be access to gasoline or pharmacies, or you're basically, if you can't survive, which you're not going to be able to survive in an urban setting, not for long anyways, because there's going to be two people that team up. They find two other friends. Each one of those find two other friends. Pretty soon, there's not going to be one guy breaking into your house. There's going to be 25 guys breaking into your house. And the things that they do to you and their family are going to be barbaric. I don't believe these are going to be like quick deaths. There's a video that was made. It was published on YouTube. It was called Screams and Then There Was Silence. It was about the October 10th, I believe, Hamas invasion of Israel. Attack, killed 1,000 people. If you want to see something that will change your outlook on the Israel-Palestine conflict, that video will do it. Because they didn't just come over and kill people. They did that, but that's not all they did. The males, they mutilated. The females and kids, they raped. They mutilated them after they raped them. Cut breasts off and inserted poles. Left people hanging from trees with their guts out. Horrific. Horrific things that they did. I wholeheartedly support Israel in that, what they're doing. If someone were to do that in the United States, we wouldn't have as much compassion as Israel is having in Gaza. I guarantee you, wherever that threat came from, and I do believe that all the masses of weapons of mass destruction and all that bullshit, 20-year war, thousands of military, millions of Iraqis and Middle Eastern people. Probably half of those were innocents, but it doesn't matter because they're over there. should have went after Saudi Arabia. Since 9 of the 11 hijackers were from Saudi Arabia. But they've got too much money and oil, and I don't know. Anyways, back to the Gaza. If something like that were to happen to us, we would turn whatever territory into glass. Not with nuclear probably, but definitely. There'd be so many dead. There'd be millions probably dead. Because videos would stream. And I'm not sure what kind of videos today's youth watches. You know, band.video, or there's some kind of website where you can go and you can see any kind of beheading or bullshit you want to see. I would imagine that there's some horrific, because I guess they did videotape a lot of the raping and the mutilation and stuff like that. I don't know how many instances there was of children. I know hundreds of kids were killed and raped. I know in some instances they just took the infants and the children and put them in the oven, turned the oven on. I know a lot of horrific things that Hamas did, and it was to elicit a severe response, which, in my opinion, Israel has held back. And I think that the events that happened Saturday would ramp up everything. And I mean everything. I mean, Taiwan is already fucking, or China's already fucking with Taiwan. So that's gonna happen. You know, everybody from Mike Baker to everybody in our government says it's gonna happen. It's just a matter of when. I think Israel would push through with their thing, and there'd be thousands and thousands of more people dying over there. I would assume that Russia would flatten Ukraine in one false swoop. There'd probably be it would open up a lot of mayhem. Oh, because the United States is weakened. I mean, other than our emotions on 9/11. And the death toll of 1,000 people. 2,000 people, I believe. We weren't weak after that attack. We had people pouring into the services, joining up to fight. Hell, I had a full-time job working in Toledo as a machinist, and I about left and went to Ground Zero to volunteer. But after 2 days went by and everything, there was no survivors. Had a family to provide for and all that kind of stuff, so it was, but all that's kind of changed for me now. You know, my kids I have responsibilities, don't let me, I've got some major responsibilities right now, and it's not like I have no job and can go fight 52 years old fat guy. Like, they're not gonna see me running through the woods, but I'm gonna be one of the first to sign up. In Ukraine, they had a mandatory 60 and under. If you were 60 and under, you had to stay and fight. You were not allowed to leave the country. So there's all kinds of different fashions of people fighting over in Ukraine, which is stupid in my opinion. That whole fucking war is stupid. Yeah, Zelensky should have went straight to the table and said, I'm going to save lives. I don't want, half my population scattered across the globe and the other half dead. So let's talk. Where can we give and take here? I don't think that there's gonna be anybody to talk to after Saturday's assassination. I think that things are just gonna start happening. Not me, of course. Like I said, I've got a 80-year-old mother, a dependent wife, and a grandson that I'd like to see grow old. But anyways, I just didn't, because I'm seeing so much bullshit, that it wasn't that serious. And I do really understand. I don't believe it, but I understand it. The dimension jump from he was assassinated to he got shot in the ear. Because we're seeing now that the way he turned his head, people are calling it divine intervention. And is it? I don't know. I'm a believer. Did I dimension shift? Did we shift into a place where he just got nicked? Maybe. Oh, but losing my track of thought here. Just had a car cut me off. That's what shit about these car podcasts. I tell you, I hate the dead air. But there's things I'm holding back because I don't want the flack from the people who care about me. But after January, and in this dimension, Trump gets elected, possibly. I guess Biden's got COVID now, so maybe the fucking CIA gave him COVID. Because I thought COVID had disappeared, but whatever. He's got COVID now. Could barely walk up the stairs. He'll probably either be dead or step down from the election. So I would assume it's going to be Newsom and Obama. And I don't mean Michelle. It's probably be Newsom and Barack Obama as vice president. And I believe he could be vice president. He just can't serve as president-elect. But he would be able to fulfill the role of president if anything would happen to Newsom. But I think that would be a hard ticket to beat. I mean, I think that it would be a last stand for the Democratic Party. I would be very worried, let's put it that way. So, let's just hope Biden sticks it out and we have a Trump versus Biden election. That's the best case scenario. Because there's too much fuckery involved. Do you believe that they stole the election? Well, I don't believe that there was zero, interference. Where there's Arizona's coming out with hundreds of 300,000, I guess, that they're being not investigated, but they're being actually charged with right now. So were they stuffing ballot boxes? Give me a break. If you really deny that they weren't stuffing ballot boxes or having dead people vote, my goodness. I mean, it's like talking to a brick wall sometimes. I genuinely have someone in my life that is the most stand-up person I have ever met. He's a good old country boy. Do anything for you. You could call him in the middle of the night and he would put on some pants and a shirt and a flashlight and come over. His name is Randy. His wife's name escapes me right now for some reason. But good people. Honest. And he got to talking to me one day when we were shooting shit like neighbors here do. Neighbors here hang out and talk to each other and invite people over for dinner, and Tennessee's different. So we were shooting the shit, and Randy had brought up, this is a while ago, this is before any of this bullshit, he brought up Trump, and he says, how he's, anti-Trump. He's basically watches CNN and believes everything CNN has programmed their listeners to believe. He's a Russian spy. He's paid this porn star, he's done this and done that. What about January 6th? Oh, he tried to take over the country. I lose my breath. I don't know what to say to somebody who comes at me with that kind of mentality. I mean, to say that January 6th was very unfortunate. I want to know how many agents were on the ground and how many people were actually talked into going there. January 6th was planned. Pelosi's dumb enough that she's even made some comments that, lead me to believe that she was in on it also. And God help her. I pray for these people. Because like the thieves, whores, and murderers, they need their prayers more than other people. They really need it. So, the people that I'm talking to a brick wall when they start bringing all this stuff up, and I just stare at them and I know that there's no getting through. The only thing I can do is smile at them and say, I'm not really into politics that much. I like to keep, in touch with my community and love the people around me. I just have to get away from the subject because they're so blind. Maybe I'm blind. Maybe I'm blind. Maybe Trump Vance is the devil ticket. Maybe they're the devil. The people I admire, the people that I would model myself after if given the opportunity. I mean, good, wholesome people. I mean, like I said, people that stop and help people out, that are having car problems. You can't park alongside of the road here. People will stop their vehicle and say, "You all right? You need help?" I mean, I've done it looking for directions, and people have, stopped and said, "You need help?" And so the people around here are fantastic. It's the people in Toledo, in Chicago, Baltimore, Washington State. These people you can't talk to. They're blinded by, I don't know, man. California people are different people. They're like a different breed. It's like New York. You know, New York has been blue forever. I think the same thing about, Portland and a lot of these places that are, I call them, they want to kind of be referred to as hippie, but I don't even, I don't even know what it's going to take to wake these people up. And I've got a friend of mine that says they don't need woke up. They need stomped out. Which these are just mothers and fathers and kids of, it's like my kids being killed for their beliefs or their things. I can't fathom that and what that would turn me into. So I'm not down with that, but I know that there's going to be some radical. What happened Saturday, there will be repercussions. And these people will be labeled terrorists. These people will be labeled, insurrections and everything like that. But the guy that tried to assassinate Trump, they're not going to label him as a terrorist. They're going to label him as a lone wolf. What is it? Outcast? Made fun of? Bullied? Nah. People walking around that area saw the ladder 26 minutes before he shot Trump. They knew he was up there. They were pointing at him, screaming, he's got a gun. I guess a police officer went up and confronted him. And he pointed the rifle at the police officer. I guess the police officer ran. And they still let Trump take the stage. Which tells me there's a little bit of fuckery involved there. He had the high ground. And they let him have the high ground. They let him have the opportunity. They might have even told him there'll be a ladder there. No one will confront you. Just go up there, do what needs to be done. You'll go down in history, Sirhan. People will know your name forever. I can't tell you his name because other than the media trying to put his name out there all the time, I think he should be forever known as Voldemort. I don't think these people should. I think they should all be labeled Voldemorts. And I don't think they should any of them be given credit for what they've done. That being said, like I said, told my wife, after July, when Trump's elected, all my rice and beans, let's go ahead and say it, 80% of my life straws, my, beans and rice, all my stuff that I have, I told her I was going to get rid of it. My cans of food, and blah, blah, blah. I'm going to get rid of it. I said, I won't store anything because after if we don't go to extreme war before January, I'm cool. I don't want, I won't need to prepare after that. Because after that, I'll accept, after four years of Trump, I'll accept 4 years of Newsom or 4 years of whatever. The pendulum swings one way and then the other. If Biden hadn't had all these symptoms of, well, not cerebral palsy, but I don't know what the fuck it is. Parkinson's and dementia, all the shit he's got going on. Look. He's got problems. And invoking the 25th Amendment, where I wouldn't let the guy drive a car or manage a Wendy's. But the leaders of Russia, China, and everybody like that know that he's not actually in charge. It's the people he has around him that were up until now supporting his re-election. Now that he had a debate on TV and that went to shit, they're like, you need to step down, Joe. And he's not stepping down. He's as sharp as ever. I don't know how that fucking Jean-Pierre, I don't know how that fucking lady press secretary does it. I mean, honestly, out of everybody that needs prayed for, that lady, I mean, the ginger they had before that, she was bad. But this one's just stupid. But she's doing the best she can with the shit. I mean, when you get a shit hand of euchre, you just fucking do the best you can. I mean, you're throwing fucking 9s and queens and fucking 10s. And your high card that you got to keep is a queen. A queen of fucking diamonds. And they've went alone on clubs. You have 1 9 of clubs. The rest are 9s, 10s, jacks offsuit, and a queen. You are fucked. There's nothing you can do. You just kind of start laying down the cards you can. And that's what she's doing. I don't fault her. I can't watch her. It's like I can't watch Biden. I don't know anybody. Maybe my neighbor. Maybe Randy watches Biden and says, well, maybe he's getting old, so, got to be nice to old people. That's another thing people do around this area. They coddle older people. They show them more love and understanding. And that's something that society needs more of. But it's also something that, I don't know, my life has changed in the last couple of years taking care of Mom. I really have come to an understanding about people who are caretakers of people that have dementia and other things. How much a toll it takes on your life to every day come into a shit sandwich. And you're just like, no, come on now. Let's do this today. How are you? This is okay. I know this, and you just got to be nice. Because you You gotta handle them. It's like having these people that have a blessing of having a Down syndrome kid. And it's like Shane Gillis says, you know, they're the happiest people in the world. Every day you come home, they're like, hi. That aspect of it is probably fills them with love. But there's the other aspect of it, which is trying, which is they can't do things for themselves, and you have to do every little thing for them. And I'm starting to see that as Mom gets older, where, you know, walking is even getting out of a chair. Things are just getting more difficult. That's the other thing. Anybody listen to this, if you don't have a gym membership, and I don't care if you just what is that purple place that everybody goes to, that they just go to it, says it's $9 a month or whatever, that workout places all over America, so they can take a shower to homeless people, or I don't know, whatever it is. I can't remember what it's called. But you need some kind of fucking membership. And I don't care if you go in there once a week, pick up some dumbbells, walk around the place, put the dumbbells back, and walk out. And then week 2, the next Monday, you go in, you walk around twice, or you do a couple curls, or you get on a lat machine, or you do a couple machine workouts. You spend 5 minutes in there. You say, next week I'm going to do 10 minutes. I feel pretty good. Next week you do 10. Until you know it, you're 40 minutes in. 40 minutes is a good workout. 40 minutes to an hour. That's a good workout. You can do a lot in 40 minutes. And that's all you need, twice a week. If you are over 40 and you are not doing some kind of leg exercise to build your leg stability, you are going to be in for a shitstorm when you get to be 60, 70, and 80. People are living longer now, man. Demonizing, everything from the food chart, the food table that we used to hold as, I remember as a fat kid going to, a dietitian, and me and Mom going to dietitian, and, here's what you need to do. Here's the servings of, wheat and bread and stuff, and then you go down there, you don't want to try to have too much meat, because that's got a lot of cholesterol in it. Use the margarine, use the fat-free stuff, and honestly, that's what was told to us in the 80s. In the 90s, they still sell fat-free stuff. I don't know. They take out the sugar and they put in corn syrup. It's just, if you can't do the workout, eat clean, and make your bed. If you're not making your bed, what's wrong with you, man? At least make your bed. And then one day it'll turn into straightening the curtains. You walk into your room, hey, it looks pretty nice in here. Maybe I'll make the living room look nice. You go in, you sweep some stuff, and you turn into a good person. But you got to start making your bed, at least. You got to at least get a membership to that purple and yellow place. If you don't even have access to these things, go for a walk. Start out at a half a mile. Next week, I'll try for a mile. boost it up. You can go telephone poles. Go, count 50 telephone poles. Tomorrow I'll do 70 telephone poles. Whatever it takes, man. You just gotta keep your legs moving. Keep moving. Because I honestly believe, and I hope to God not, because I know that I don't have my ducks in a row. I don't have a bug out bag for both my kids, that's got a pistol, a ham radio, and what are those bags that protect from EMPs? Faraday bag, life straw, duct tape, plastic, some rope, whatever, something that you can grab and go. That not having communication with my kids is going to be a bad part. And I don't even know if my wife's going to be able to do it, to live her life the rest of the way out in a rough manner. I think that without her not wanting to travel and find the kids, I hope to God the kids find us, because there ain't no way. Like I said, within 6 weeks, within 1 month, the roads will start to be unsafe. That means people are going to start taking pot shots at people. They're going to start taking people's stuff, their cars. They're robbing, they're stealing, they're raping within 6 weeks. Within 90 days, which I don't know what 6 weeks is. But anyways, within 90 days, they said there's going to be, the urban areas, they're fucked. I live in the sticks. And I look around with Democrats, lesbian couple, and then the other neighbor has got Palestinian flags out in his house. I'm fucked. Except for I do have a home defense kind of set up. I've got a stream, I've got woods, I've got plenty of wood, I've got plenty of things to cut wood with, I've got plenty of water, I've got plenty of, it's going to be a rough life. And I don't know if my wife is going to want to do that, especially with my drunk ass. It's going to be something, and I pray frequently that it does not happen. But I'd rather be Pam Arms and have a bunch of toilet paper stocked up than I would to not be ready, have 2 weeks worth of food, and then start going to other neighbors' houses. Because about 2 days after an event happens, I'm going to put a couple signs in the yard that says, "Do not enter. Shots will be fired." I I just would have to protect my place until somebody burns it down, of course, which I imagine they will. If they can't get to you, they'll burn you out. And then, and then you have to have a plan for that. Because if you don't have a plan ready after they burn you out, you're fucked, son. You are fucked. Because I got a new wraparound deck put on my house. Thousands of dollars. Bunch of wood. Huge deck. All wood. One Molotov cocktail. That deck and house would go up like nobody's business. I mean, within hours, it'd be devastation. So I would imagine that's the route people are going to take. If they do that, the food's not going to be gone, but they won't have some fat bastard shooting at them. So they'll scavenge after they burn the house, but be ready for that too, because there's a woman that he was on Rogan, and he was on Sean. What is his name? Sean Ryan. Sean Ryan? Yeah, the Sean Ryan show. She was a Holocaust, or, not Holocaust, nuclear war specialist. She's written 7, 8 books about, different things. And the last one was about what it looks like, what nuclear war looks like. So, very eye-opening. I would recommend the Sean Ryan podcast with her on it than I would recommend the Joe Rogan podcast, because she was better on the Sean Ryan one. There's another guy who was on the Sean Ryan, a black gentleman who was in the Marine Corps. Had a couple really eye-opening stories that, just making people ready, making people prepared. I tell you I love you. I pray every day, because not much else I can do than pray at this point. Since I am in a dimension where Trump lived, just gonna do everything I can to talk to dumb people. I'm gonna try to talk to dumb people and beg them, please, you cannot. You have to have some kind of fucking demon in you to vote for Joe Biden. You have to not want the American way to continue. You have to hate America to vote for Joe Biden. And it wasn't like that in 2020. Trump and Biden, I didn't care then. I mean, they were basically told then that he was, he was like a stumbling idiot that was walking into a dark woods with a flashlight that's getting ready to go out. And that's exactly what happened. He lost his flashlight, his mind. So, I mean, if you hate America, and because we will go in that direction. I feel it in my bones. The Civil War. We're not going to have a civil war. I think we're going to have more terrorist attacks than we are a civil war. I think that there's going to be more, what's his name? Timothy McVeigh, federal building explosions. There's probably more of those than there will be a civil war. But I pray that it doesn't happen. You know, I think that January 6th will be looked at as a fucking pebble in your shoe compared to the rock that's got to be put in there if things don't go the way they need to swing. And I swear, that's what I'm thinking. It needs to sway that way back. We need to right the ship. You know, we need to right the ship. After we right the ship, I'll freaking vote different. I was a Democrat for fucking 20 years. A union dude Democrat. And then the last 12 years, 15, 16 years after Obama, I mean, I was fucking tired of Bush and that bullshit wars. Cheney, whoever the fuck. But I thought Obama was going to do better. I don't know. I don't even, honestly, I don't even recall if I voted for Obama. Because I'm not a Democrat Republican guy. I'm not. I'm just a fucking makes sense, doesn't make sense guy. And the fucking abortion thing, I don't give a shit. Like that one comedian says, it's not like they're aborting electricians and doctors. I mean, the dumpster's full of, you know, Wendy's workers and freaking art majors and you name it. I mean, whoever's having all these abortions. But anyways, blue hairs and red hairs and people with bull nose rings and they thems. They're not farmers that are having abortions. So I don't care about the abortion thing. You know, I really don't. But if you're going to send that in that direction, I'm not here to throw stones. I'm not. I'm one of the worst sinners there are. But so I'm not here to throw stones at you. But when you start fucking up the ship that I'm on, there's gonna be, at some point in time, there's gonna be a mutiny. And those people, like I said, are gonna be labeled terrorists, and those people are gonna be labeled, you know, people that are trying to destroy democracy. We aren't a democracy. We're a republic. This fucking throws back at me like Star Wars, where he's Palpatine's at the thing. They tried, the republic will survive. You know, I forget how he announced it, but you know, basically to make everybody safe, the government was going to take care of people. And Reagan said it very well. He said, you know, one thing that, I'm paraphrasing because I can't remember the quote, but one thing you should be afraid of is when they say, I'm with the government, I'm here to help you. They might as well be speaking German. I'm with the government. Don't worry. I'm here to help you. When somebody says that, when they say, I'm with the government, I'm here to help. I'm with the police department, I'm here to help you. I'm with this place, I'm here to help you. Fucking beware, dude. I want you to, the words that come out of their mouth, I want you to pretend that they just came out in German. Zang! Give me your weapons. So, back in the dimension that Trump lived, I'm going to pray more. I'm going to make my bed. In January, I get to calm down. I get to be grandpa. I get to be, invite people over for barbecues. I get to live my American dream. And if it doesn't go that way, and things go very bad, well, it's going to be like Ukraine, I imagine. There's going to be a lot of fat 50-year-olds running through the woods. I don't like running. I don't like the woods. I don't want any of that shit. I don't want people to know my name. I don't want to live in infamy. I don't want any of that bullshit. I've had a great life. I've had great kids. I've had a great life. If it ends now, it's perfect. For me, I mean, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, up until this moment, I've been very, very lucky. Very fortunate. So, the second half, I hope it's as good. I hope it's as good as what I can make it. I hope they don't start fucking up my ship. Because this country, this land that I own, if you call me a landowner, I mean, I'm really a owner that owes the bank money. So, I'm always going to be probably under somebody's fucking boot. But I'm happy, everybody's happy-ish, We're worried. Half of us are really worried because if things go to shit, you're going to start seeing me jogging down the road, counting telephone poles. Getting some of this fat boy weight off. And I'm going to volunteer to help out whatever cause I think is going to right the ship. I'll do whatever I can to make sure my kids and great kids have a chance to be as happy as fortunate as I've been. And I don't think that people understand that. I think that they did when, World War II and different things like that happened. I think there was this, when a mother would have 10 kids and 7 of them would go to war. That was, there was a lot of big families back then, and a lot of them went to war. So, hopefully China Russia, Pakistan, India, North Korea, and Iran. Those are probably my top worries. Not really India, although they are kind of fucking around right now. But those are my worries. I'm really not worried about it. I mean, I'm getting ready to go in and take a shower, drink me a glass of milk, and go to bed. Sleep 8 hours, get up, go to work, do it all over again. So, but I'm happy. Everybody's happy. I don't want to be unhappy. I want to give away my supplies in January. I want to take them to these food banks and these things. I want to give all that stuff away. I do not want to use that shit. I eat fucking rice and beans for 2 or 3 years. No, thank you. Garden, you'll probably eat what you can provide yourself. Like I said, I have a big woods over there, and I'll be able to trap and hunt, but so aren't the hillbillies around me. So at some point in time, there are going to be 25 people walking down my driveway. They're not going to come like that, though. They're going to come through the woods. If they get shot at, they'll just shrug their shoulders. Oh, well. We'll just burn him out. So, like I say, hopefully in January I get to give away my supplies. That's what I look forward to. That's what I pray for. If not, it'll go the other way. I hate the dead air, and I apologize. I just don't know what else to say. So I think I'm going to be 1 hour and 12 minutes. And hopefully they don't kill Trump or kill Biden or kill anybody else. Hope we have a fair election. I don't care which way it goes, because I don't think that we're in as much control over who gets elected and who doesn't. I think that like the Secret Service woman, they're gonna say, well, we didn't put people in that building because it had a slanted roof. Never mind, the roof that they did have people on was more slanted. So there's going to be deception. There's going to be a bunch of shit. Although the positive aspect about this is, look who did all the destruction during Black Lives Matter. Look who fucking tore apart the country. We're 90 of them, 90% black? I don't think so. I think probably are 50% black. 50% dipshit fucking Antifa people that need to be fucking stomped out just like Hamas. If you get a chance, like I said, watch that movie. It's Screams to Silence or something, or Silence, or yeah, I think it was Screams and then there was Silence. There's a documentary about the October 10th invasion, that Hamas slaughter that Hamas did. If you get a chance, watch that show because it's on YouTube. It'll change your life. It'll change your aspect on things. That's why the dipshit neighbor I got that has got his Palestinian flags out, I want to ask him if he's watched that, which he hasn't, and he won't. And if somebody brings it up to his attention, these people are fucking brick walls. You can't talk to them. All you can do is love them. Tell them you love them. Help them out the most you can. These people, I don't want to have politics with these people. I don't. I want to be free. I want to be able to vote who I want to vote for, pray who I want to pray for. I don't want people coming in telling me I have to pray in that direction every Wednesday at noon or whatever the fuck. I don't want to do that. Well, I'm going to point a gun at your head and you're going to do it. What's that when Peter denied Christ? Not once, but twice or 3 times. Probably should know what you're talking about if you're going to quote the Bible. I know the story. But that's something a lot of people won't do. So, thank you for sticking around with me. I hope this wasn't too torturous for you. I'll have better stuff coming up. I got a shit ton of notes. Couldn't get to anything today because I'm stuck with the dead air and the stupid stories. But Amazon Days had ham radios and Faraday cages or bags. That's the one thing you're probably going to need more than anything. That and a life straws. Pure water. The food and stuff, yeah. We'll probably be eating each other, cannibalizing in 3 years. So I wouldn't worry about that. There'd be plenty of food. But there won't be information. And you can't get information without a ham radio. Because there's not going to be any other information available if things go sideways. Who knows? 10 years from now, could be Chinese, everybody's speaking. Must learn Mandarin. Won't be Russian. But we're going to hope for the best. We're going to say, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. We're going to keep those prayers safe, close to our hearts. Tell our loved ones we love them. Hope that AI stays at... it's like fucking Terminator 2, you know, where they have to go and try to destroy Skynet before its existence. I honestly believe that's where we're at right now. We are fucking building Skynet. Let's keep going. If we don't do it, China will. 9 o'clock. Time for a shower, a shit, and a warm milk. Not a warm milk. You fucking barbarian. No. I can't remember how the song goes. It's gonna praise you. Gonna praise you. I can't remember how the song goes. Mike, thank you for sticking in. I don't think anybody else did. All right, guys. Love you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.